Harivam students, welcome to the online biology class, chapter 1, crop production and management, part 2. In the previous video, we have discussed about basic practices of crop production. In that, only 3 basic practices we have completed. What are those? Preparation of soil. In that, we have discussed about ploughing and different types of agricultural tools that are used in the ploughing we have seen. And second step, sowing the seeds. Under this, we have learned about one small activity. How do we identify good healthy seeds before sowing the seeds? And third step in the crop production is adding manure and fertilizers. Under this, we have discussed about the differences between manure and fertilizers. Fertilizers are manufactured in factories. In the same way, if you see the manure is prepared in the fields itself. And today we are going to discuss about the fourth important basic practice, that is irrigation. And next one, protecting the crop from weeds. Next one, harvesting the crop. Last step is storage. Today we are going to discuss about these 4 steps: irrigation and protection of crop from the weeds, harvesting, and last one, storage. Let us start our lesson with irrigation. What is meant by irrigation? Irrigation is nothing but the supply of water to the crops. You all know that every living being needs water. In the same way, crops also need water to grow healthy. Supply of water to the crops at regular time intervals is called irrigation. What is meant by irrigation? Supply of water to the crops at regular time intervals is called irrigation. If you want to tell in a simple way, we can tell that watering the crops is called irrigation. Watering the crops is also called the irrigation. Where do we get the water to supply the water to the crops? What are the sources of irrigation? If you see here, wells, we get water from the wells, or tube wells, or ponds, lakes, dams, and canals. We get water to irrigate from all these sources. If you observe, there are 2 methods under irrigation. One is traditional method. Second one, nowadays the farmers are using modern methods. Under traditional methods, if you see, there are again 4 mechanisms are there. First one, moat system. Second one, chain pump system. Third one, Deckley system. And fourth one, Rahat system. These are the traditional methods that are used by our ancient people. What is moat, what is chain pump system, what is Deckley, what is Rahat? In the next videos, next slides, we will discuss about that. Under modern methods, there are 2 important methods are there: sprinkler system and drip irrigation system. These 2 are very useful in the drought areas. That means where water scarcity is present, these 2 methods are very useful in that water scarcity areas. Now let us discuss about traditional methods one by one. Look at these pictures here. The first picture represents moat system. That means it is nothing but well, and the farmers pull out water from the well and irrigate the crops. This is one old method, traditional method. And if you see this second picture and third picture, these 2 belong to same chain pump system. Here if you observe, 2 big wheels are present. 2 big wheels are present, and these 2 wheels are connected with a chain like structure. To this chain, buckets are arranged, and one wheel is fixed in the water source, wherever, either it is well or tube well or pond, lake, whatever. One wheel is fixed in the water source and one wheel is fixed on the ground where fields are present. With this chain pump system, farmers irrigate the crops. They supply water to the crops. Look at this picture. This is very clear to understand. Next, look at this Rahat system. It is also one type of wheel structure. For this only so many tumblers are there, buckets are there, and they are arranged this one in a well, and by rotating this one with the help of animals like oxen, any other animal, the water is pulled out and irrigate to the crops. Look at this Deckley system. This is one of the traditional methods. Deckley systems based on the weight. Based on the weight, farmers pull out the water from the ponds or lakes and they irrigate the crops here. This is also manual system, traditional system. Next, come to the modern methods that are used in the irrigation. There are two important modern methods: drip irrigation system, sprinkler system. And what is the difference between these two? And these are very useful in the water scarcity areas, in the drought areas, because at that places very little amount of water is present. To avoid the wastage of the water, we can use these two methods in the irrigation. In the drip irrigation, if you see, total field long horizontal tubes are present. Here and there holes are there in that tubes. Whenever water is supplied into this horizontal tube like structure, look at this picture here. Here and there holes are present, and these holes are present at the base of the root system of plant. At every base of the plant, drop by drop, water is supplied to the plant directly to avoid the wastage. By using this drop system, plant can grow healthily. And if you see this sprinkler system, you might have seen this type of systems in parks or in movies also. This is also one type of modern method. There are some nozzles present here. Whenever water is supplied into these pipes, the nozzle starts rotating. Because of that, the water comes out just like rain. This is called sprinkler irrigation. Sprinkler irrigation. Drip irrigation and sprinkler irrigation. These are the two modern methods that are used in the irrigation agriculture. Can you tell me now what are the sources of irrigation? Whatever method it is, even traditional method or modern method, we get water from wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dams and canals. These are all the sources of irrigation. Now let us start. The next important step in the crop production is protection of crop from the weeds. First we have to understand what are meant by weeds. Then we can know how do we protect the crop from the weeds. What are weeds? The unwanted plants, the undesirable plants which grow naturally along with the crop are called weeds. What are weeds? The undesirable plants, unwanted plants which grow along with the crop naturally are called weeds. These are very harmful to the actual crop. They compete with the natural crop for place, nutrients and sunlight. They grow very well when compared to the crop. That's why we have to remove these weeds from the crop to avoid the damage to the crop. How do we remove these weeds? The removal of weeds from the crop is called weeding. Removal of weeds is called weeding. The process of removal of weeds from the crop is called weeding. Weeds are removed manually by using kurpi. Kurpi is one type of agricultural tool. I will show you that one in the next slide. What is kurpi? With the help of kurpi, weeds are removed manually. And weeds can also be controlled by certain chemicals, by using some chemicals which are called weedicides. Weeds also be controlled by using some chemicals which are called weedicides. like 2,4-D. So many weedicides are there. By using those chemicals, we can control the growth of weeds in the crop. And while doing this, while spraying these weedicides, farmers should cover their nose and mouth while spraying. These are very dangerous to the respiratory system. That's why farmers should cover their nose and mouth while spraying the weedicides. Look at these pictures here. This is Kurpi. It is used to remove the weeds. And these are some more implements, some more tools that are used for the weeding. Weeding means removal of weeds from the crop. This is spade. This is soil plank. This is harrow. If you see this, these are the tools which are used for weeding process. Weeding means removal of weeds from the crop. What are weeds? The unwanted plants that grow along with the crop are called weeds, and the removal of these weeds is called weeding. The chemicals that are used to removal of weeds are called weedicides. Okay. Now let us discuss about the next important step in the crop production, that is harvesting. What is meant by harvesting? Cutting and gathering of crops after it is matured is called harvesting. What is harvesting? It is one of the important steps in the crop production, that is cutting of crops, and after cutting, gathering of crops is called harvesting. Cutting and gathering of crops after it is matured is called harvesting. Usually it takes 3 to 4 months time for cereals crop to mature, like rice, wheat, maize, jowar, bajra, all these type of crops. It takes 3 to 4 months time to mature. After maturation only, any type of crop we have to harvest. This harvesting process is done manually by sickle. Sickle is one agricultural tool which is used by the farmers, and nowadays machines are also used for harvesting process, and these machines are called harvesters. Look at the picture here. In the first picture, harvesting is done by the people manually with the help of sickle. This is one traditional method, one old method used in the harvesting process. These three diagrams are modern technology methods which are called harvesters. These machines are called harvesters. After cutting the crop, along with the grains, along with the useful grains, there are some waste plant materials which is called chaff. We have to remove that chaff from the grains. This process is called threshing. Removal of grains from chaff is called threshing with the help of some type of machines like threshers. And separation of grain and chaff is also done by some manually by using winnowing. Winnowing is the process separation of grains from the chaff with the help of wind. With the help of wind. You might have seen these two words in your lower sections. What is threshing and what is winnowing? Threshing means removal of grains from the chaff. This is done by machines or also by manually. By manually, if we separate the grains from the chaff, that process is called winnowing. With the help of wheat, if we separate the grains from the chaff, is called winnowing. Look at these pictures here. This is agricultural tool called sickle, which is used for harvesting. And if you look at this picture, harvester, machine. And this is one more type of harvester. Harvesting along with the gathering the crops, both simultaneously taking place in this type of machines. That's why these machines are called combiners. combiners. After harvesting, we have to store the crop. If grains are to be kept for longer duration, they should be kept safe from moisture, insects, rats and microorganisms. We have to store the grains for our further use, for our future use. If grains are to be kept for longer duration, they should be kept safe from moisture, insects, rats and microorganisms. If you see, large scale storage of grains is done in silos or granaries. What are meant by silos? Look at the pictures here. These are the silos. These are the long cylindrical tower-like structures in which grains are kept. Look at this picture. Inside the silo, how the structure is. Several tons of grains we can store inside these silos in a large scale. Large scale storage can be done by these silos or granaries. In the previous video, we have discussed about sources of food. We get food from plants and animals also. Up to now, we have seen how to increase the crop production, yield of crop. And now let us discuss about how do we improve the animal products. Animal products are also used as food materials only. So we have to increase the production of animal products also. What should we do for that? To increase the product of animals, we have to follow animal husbandry. What is meant by animal husbandry? Animal husbandry. What is meant by animal husbandry? Animals reared at home or in farms have to be provided with proper food, shelter and care. What is meant by animal husbandry? Animals reared at home or in farms have to be provided with proper food, shelter and care. When this is done on large scale, it is called animal husbandry. You might have seen different types of cattle in our houses only, or different types of birds like hens, ostrich or emu birds are all kept in farms by providing proper food and by giving shelter and by taking proper care. If we rear all the type of animals, it is called animal husbandry. We have to follow this type of process to increase the product of animals. And these animal products only we use as food materials. Look at the pictures here. Cattle, birds and different types of animals like pigs. Everything are reared by keeping them in farms or at homes also by providing sufficient amount of food, proper shelter and proper caring. When this is done on large scale, this process is called animal husbandry. And this is the lesson, crop production and management. We have learned here different types of crops with examples and basic steps which are involved in the crop production and what is meant by animal husbandry. If you observe all these processes, all these steps, how much hard work is taken by the farmers, you can understand. Before wasting the food, just think once the hard work of farmers. So don't waste food. Give respect to the farmers. Hari Om. Thank you.